What's going on, Madden fans? Welcome back to another video. Today we're starting a new series. This is gonna be called Unstoppable. The name is still in progress. Comment below if you have a better suggestion. But the whole point of this series, guys, every single day in my suggested feed on YouTube, there's a new unstoppable quote-unquote blitz that cannot be stopped. At the beginning of these videos, I'm going to show you gameplay of these so-called unstoppable blitzes. I'm going to take them into an online head-to-head ranked games and run nothing but that play mostly, and then switch throughout that same formation at least to see if it is a valuable scheme. And then I'm going to really break down on how to beat these so-called unstoppable blitzes. That was the whole idea in the first place for this channel. Madden Doctor, quote-unquote, prescribed a cure for the cheese out there. So I do want to do some more counter videos. I'm going to dive into that. Today's the first day of that, and we're attacking these 5-2 schemes. So let's dive into it. So first and foremost, fellas, let's show you the scheme that's so-called unstoppable and the setup. Haven't decided if I'm going to call out the certain channels that are doing this kind of stuff or just let y'all figure that out on your own. But let's have some fun with it and let's break these so-called unstoppable blitzes. The 5-2 is very popular right now, supposedly. Something like this cover 3 popped up on my news feed, and I'll show you what they're doing. So the 5-2 normal cover 3, I'm going to briefly show you the setup, and then we'll dive back into the gameplay, show you how my opponent starts attacking it, and then at the end of this video we'll dive more into exactly how to beat it. Gun flex, Y off, weak. I mean, this not super important right now what play I'm running, but I'm just going to show you the setup. So this is so-called unstoppable. It's a baseline. Sometimes he doesn't move, sometimes on a baseline he comes in, but you do want this linebacker inside. They're crashing in, or pinching in, crashing up. So pinch the D-line, crash up, and then they're saying you hover right here and then run into coverage. It's not very hard to see what's wide open, but I will show you how he starts beating me, and then the adjustments I make in game to actually make the scheme decently effective, but you'll get a good idea of both the blitz, the defensive scheme, and then how to attack it. So it'll be a full circle video. Let's just run this one time, hover, run back into coverage. Doesn't get through there. That was a max protect. I thought I sent the tight end, but if the tight end's going out, it will get through, even with the blocked running back. So base of line, there goes the linebacker, pinch, crash up. Maybe move this guy out of the way a little bit and just hover with this guy. So hover, run into coverage, and it's not getting completely free every time in practice mode, but it does get quick pressure. Every once in a while you'll get a free runner as well. So that's the scheme. Let's dive back into the online rank and see how a real live opponent starts attacking it, and then the adjustments and other plays you can mix in to make this a decent scheme. So actually, as you see here, the very first play of the game, I do come out in the 5-2 cover 3 and get an interception right off the rip. But if you notice, I usered the opposite linebacker and left the other guy in the zone. So this guy wasn't a bum. He obviously knew what he was doing. He noticed I was in the 5-2 again the second drive, so he starts attacking me to the flats. Obviously, if you're hovering with one of the receivers in the middle of the field, you're not going to be able to cover the flats, so that's number one. So he no huddles me, so I kind of figure he's going to go to the flats again. So I get down in the cover 2, but he still breaks that cloud flat on that side with a streak to the outside receiver and an out route to the inside receiver. So now he really thinks he's got the 5-2 beat. He no huddles again, and I just go to a man defense here, and my computer almost makes an interception, dives, and misses completely. So he really thinks he's got it figured out, so he no huddles yet again. So I'm still in the 5-2 here, and I decide here I think I'm just going to go to the pinch blitz, and then user the running back, because that's what he likes to do. So I'm hoping all three of my man guys will take any kind of out route over there. I man up the running back, almost disrupt the pass with some pressure on the quarterback, but he does get it off somehow and makes the catch. So now he's really feeling good. He no huddles. I think this is the 4th or 5th time in a row. I go back to the cover 3, figure I'm just gonna hard flat him and user over the middle with the safety instead, just to confuse him. Come down and take any kind of slant away. He thinks he's got me over the top, but I make a great click on come down and make the interception. But as you can see off the jump, not exactly unstoppable. He was moving the ball pretty efficiently down the field. I just happened to win that particular chess match. So let's fast forward. I ended up scoring another touchdown pretty quick. So fast forward to the next defensive drive. I come out in the 5-2 again. Pretty decent coverage there. Had some pressure on him, but he beats me with the dagger play, I believe it is. and he feels good about beating the 5-2 now, so he pretty much no-huddles me most of the game, and it just turns into a little chess match here. I put my opposite safety there on the right in the deep third, and the safety over the middle in a hook curl, and he beats me with a pretty easy sweep to the outside. So as you can see, not really unstoppable at all. So the next play, he no-huddles me again. I come back in the 5-2. Obviously, I'm in the 5-2 the whole game. But one thing I did notice about this formation is the cloud flat on this side. If there's no underneath threat, he actually automatically drops all the way to the mid-third. So that's pretty nice because that allows you to use the safety on the other side of the field kind of underneath and try to take away that that little crosser route that he just hit right there, or try to hit. Alright, so the next drive, here it is again after the interception. I actually try to use the safety again, but he catches me in between, and I accidentally click onto the lineman. He tries to attack me vertically again, but I click on again and bat it to my defender. So he was actually doing a decent job beating it. He was just making the wrong decision. So it is a good way, I guess, to make your opponent panic. But let me break down the most efficient way to do it. And he was on the right track. Trips is a good way to beat it. But honestly, what I would do, the inside zone, because he is pinching his line, that leaves him completely vulnerable to that edge, especially if he base the lines and brings this guy in. I mean, you're wide open to run it to the outside. And something I like to do, one of my schemes is motioning in on a pass play with this guy, but you can also, and this is one of my Patreon plays, I'll just give it to y'all now, but with the inside zone, if you motion this guy in and snap it right when he's there, he just really helps seal that edge, and you can get outside all day on this formation. So honestly, the best thing to do if he's in this kind of formation, I mean, you see him pinching the line and bringing this guy all the way in, I mean, that's a disaster. That's a recipe for disaster to get beat. It's an inside zone turned to outside zone, and you can really seal the edge with this guy. You can even snap it when he's in between and just beat him to the edge. The next thing I would do, and I'll try to give you all at least 3 ways to beat these so-called unstoppable blitzes, so you can mix it up on your opponents. But the next more obvious thing to do, if one of his things he's doing is hovering with this guy, I mean, I would do this all day on him. Any kind of verticals. Go ahead and max protect if you want. Put Snead on a flat. His user will most likely almost 100% be on Crabtree, and you get hit triangle all day for a free 15 because you have a blocker. And I couldn't pass it as quick as I wanted to because I got 2 controllers here. You'll be able to hit that all day. Bracket, try to make a move. I mean, that's 6-7 yards, right? So the next thing, and if I was the defense and you started doing something like that to me, I would do something like this. Put him in a flat, put Randall in the deep, throw Schobert in the deep middle, and then user this guy and try to get the blitz through. So if he starts doing stuff like this, I would go back. Number one, I would go back to the inside zone and then cut it upfield, if that makes sense. So there's a hole in the middle there, and then just cut it more to the right because all the zones are going outside. And then the second thing you do as far as passing is do something like this. Let me get the blitz set up this version. So something like this. If he's hovering with this guy still. Out of the PA crossers player, this is actually the verticals wide drag play. Similar though. This is another one of my Patreon plays, but I'm going to give it to y'all now. Go ahead and block the running back. Put X on a flat or even an out route. Probably an out route works a little bit better because that's going to really draw the attention of the cloud flat over there, or the seam flat. And then if he does switch into a cloud flat, he's really going to get toasted. But let's say he stays in that seam flat. And what I do is I put square on a slant, block the running back, X on an out route, and then what we do is we motion the triangle receiver to the right. And there's 2 things that happen here. Either you can go high-low on the right side with the out route and the double move with triangle, and if you really want to hit triangle for the additional yards, then put X on the flat. But then the second thing you guys can do is that backside slant with square. He forgets about a lot of the times, and obviously don't spam this, never spam anything in my opinion, but I'll save this setup right here for like a 4th and 5 when I really need it, and I promise you, like 90% of the time, I have that backside slant wide open for at least 5 to 6 yards, because it breaks the zones with all the other verticals on the field. And he doesn't use it because triangle's going right up the middle. And sometimes just like the PA crosser setup, I'll fade X as well. But if you're going for triangle, if you need the additional yards, I like to put them on a flat. Do something like this. Cloud flat comes down, and you could hit triangle all day with the possession catch right there. And then I could show you the backside of square as well. So what happens is this soft squat over here does not follow that outside slant. So it kind of gets forgotten about, and it's a free, 5 to 10. Let's say he takes circle on the user here. Something like this. He's going to be watching that motion. He's going to be watching the verticals. You wait for the backside slant to get in front of that soft squat, and it's a free 10 yards. So hope you enjoyed, fellas. Let me know how you feel about the new series. Let me know if there's any blitzes or defenses you're having trouble beating, and we'll dive into them on this new series. Let me know what you think. Comment below, and enjoy the rest of your Madden season.